Hi guys, welcome back to my read long channel. This is the Dare Game. Tracy Beaker is back by Jaqueline Wilson. Today we are going to be reading the next chapter, which is called Elaine's Home. We're starting on page 47. This is all Jaqueline, I nearly said Tracy Beaker's own work. I mean Jaqueline Wilson's own work. I'm just reading it for entertainment and pleasure. So without further ado, let's get going. Elaine's Home. I haven't been to Elaine's home, just her office. She's done her best to turn it into a home. She's got all these photos of kids on the wall. I'm there somewhere. She's used to the photo where I'm crossing my eyes and sticking out my tongue. She's not similarly cross-eyed giant bear prowling the top of her filing cabinet, terrorising a little droopy-eared mauve rabbit. There's an old Valentine propped on her desk which says, "I had a quick nose." To my little bunny from Big Bear, yuck. She has a framed photo of this ultra-weedy guy with thick glasses who must be the Big Bear. Yuck. She has a framed photo of this... Oh, sorry, I've read that. My bad. There are several frame mottos too, like, "You don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps," and a poem about an old woman wearing purple, and some long, drivelly meditation about listening to your inner child. Never mind Elaine's inner child, I am her outer child, and it's mega difficult to make contact with her, even when I bawl my head off. "Now calm down, Tracy," she said. "I don't want to calm down," I yelled. "I want to see my mum. I've waited long enough, like years, so I want to see my mum now." "You don't get anywhere by yelling, Tracy," said Elaine. "You should know how things work by now." "I know how they don't work. Why can't I see my mum right this minute?" "Because we need to prepare for this meeting." "Prepare? I've been waiting half my life. I couldn't get more prepared if I tried." "That's just it, Tracy. We don't want you to get too worked up about things." "So you think telling me my mum wants to see me and then telling me I can't see her is going to calm me down?" "I didn't say you can't see her. Of course you can see her." "When?" We can all arrange an appropriate date." "Who's this we?" "Well, I shall need to be there and can." "Why, can't it just be my mum and me?" "It was just my mum and me once. I can remember it. I can. We had a great time, my mum and me. She's incredibly beautiful, my mum. Lovely long curly fair hair all around her shoulders, dead smart with high heels. She looks amazing." "Well, she did, last time I saw her, quite a while ago. A long time ago. I do remember that last time I was in the home. But Mum visited me at first. She even gave me this doll when she took me to McDonald's. It was a great day out, and she kissed me goodbye. I remember the way her blonde curls tickled my cheek, and the sweet powdery way she smiled. I clung on tight around her neck, so tight that when she straightened up, I was still clinging to her like a monkey. And that annoyed her because I got my muddy shoes over her smart black skirt, and I was scared she was cross and wouldn't come back. I said, you will come back, Mum, won't you? Next Saturday you'll take me to McDonald's again, promise?" She promised, but she didn't come back. I waited that Saturday, the Saturday after that, the Saturday after Saturday. She didn't come back. She didn't come back because she got this amazing offer from Hollywood, and she starred in this incredible movie, and who am I kidding? Why am I spouting the same old babyish rubbish? She probably wasn't ever a proper actress. She certainly hadn't been in Hollywood movies that I know of. She didn't come back because she couldn't be bothered. She left me in care for years. I was taken into care because she didn't look after me properly. She kept going off with this boyfriend and leaving me. And then she got this new scary guy who whacked me once whenever I yelled. I've had my little peep in my files, though I can remember some of it too. Stuff that still gives me nightmares. So why do I want to see my mum so much? I don't want to see her, I do. Even after the way she's treated me, she's still my mum. I've got Cam now. She's not my mum, she's just a foster parent, and she's sick of me anyway. Is she? I don't know. I suppose I need to talk it over with Elaine. So the next time I see her, I'm all set. She's all smiles. "Ah, Tracy, you'll be pleased to know. It's all fixed now, this special meeting with your mum." She beams at me, as happy as a bunny in a field of lettuce. "I don't want to see her now," I said. Elaine's bunny nose went twitch, twitch, twitch. "What? You heard? I don't want to see her, not if I don't want, and I don't want." "Tracy, you are going to beat the death of me," she said, blowing upwards over her big bunny teeth. Then her eyes crossed a little with concentration, and I knew she was counting up to 10 slowly. It's her little way of dealing with me. When she got to 10, she gave me this big false smile. "I understand, Tracy," she said. No, you don't. It's only natural you feel anxious about this meeting. It obviously means a great deal to you, and you don't want to risk getting let down. But I've had several phone conversations with your mother, and she seems as keen as you to meet. I'm sure she'll turn up this time, Tracy. I said I don't want to see her, I declared, but I knew I wasn't kidding her. She tried to kid me, though. Okay, Tracy, you don't want to see your mum, so I'll phone up right this minute and cancel everything, she said, and she started dialing. Hey, hang about. No need to be quite so hasty, I said. Elaine giggled. Got you. I don't think that's very professional of you, teasing like that, I said, dead haughty. You would try the patience of a professional saint, Tracy, said Elaine, and she ruffled my hair. Now, how are things with you and Cam? Okay, I suppose. She's 101% supporting you over seeing your mum, you know, but it must be a little hard for her. Well, that's what being a foster mum is all about, isn't it? Taking a back seat when necessary. Encourage all contact with natural families. I've read the leaflets. You're all heart, Tracy, said Elaine, sighing. Not me, Elaine. Totally heartless, I said. So, I'm seeing my mum tomorrow? Which is maybe why I'm wide awake now at 3 o'clock in the morning, scribbling away and wondering what she'll be like, if she'll really come. Oh, stirrings from next door. Cam spotted my light. Later, I thought she might be a bit narked, but she made us both a cup of tea, and then we sat either end of my bed, sipping away. I don't usually like her ropey old herbal tea, but she bought a special strawberry packet that doesn't taste too horrible. I thought she might want to heart, even though I haven't got one. But thank goodness she just started talking about this story she used to make up when she was a little kid and couldn't sleep. I said, yeah, I do that. Really scary bloodthirsty ghost stories. And she said, no, little girl, this was supposed to be a comfort story. And she started on about pretending her duvet was a big white bird and she'd be flying on its back in the starlight. And then it would take her to a lake and then they'd float on it in the dark and they'd go to this great mossy nest. All slime and bird's muck, right? Wrong. All soft and fresh and downy. And the big white bird would spread its wings and I'd huddle underneath in the quiet and warmth, hearing its heart beat under its snowy feathers. Oh, I get it. This is a get you back to sleep story, I said. But after she'd taken my cup and tucked me up and ruffled my curls, why do they do that like I'm an unruly little puppy? And I was left in the dark. I tried out the story by myself. I was only in my black bat cave, and I'm Tracy Beaker, not a silly old softy like Cam. So I made up this big black vampire bat, and we swooped through the night together. We slapped straight through the curtain windows and nipped Mrs. VB in the neck, or nibble Roxanne right on the end of her nose and flap out again the second they started screaming. I think it took me to its real big black bat cave to hang by our toes with all our brother bats, only I might have been asleep by then. I'm awake now, early, waiting. I wonder if she'll turn up. She did. Cam came with me to Elaine's, but she waited outside and surprise, Elaine did too. So the mega meet of the century took place in private, just me and my mum. I was sitting in Elaine's room, swivelling around in her little chair on wheels, when this woman comes straight in and stands there blinking at me. A small woman with very bright blonde hair and a lot of lipstick, wearing a very short skirt and very high heels. A beautiful woman with long fair hair and a lovely face in the most stylish sexy clothes. My mum. I knew her straight away. She didn't know me. She went on blinking like she just poked a mascara wand with her eye. Tracy, she said, looking round as if the room was full of kids. Hi, I said in this silly little squeak. You're not my Tracy, said Mum, shaking her head at me. You're too big. I'm quite small and skinny for my age, so I didn't get what she was on about. My Tracy's just a little kid, a funny little kid with weird sticky out plaits. The tantrums when it was hairbrushing time, she peered at me. Was that really you? I held out a strand of hair and mimed plaiting it. You had a filthy temper when you were a toddler, said Mum. Is it you, isn't it, my Tracy? Mum. Well, there was a bit of a pause. Mum half held her arms out, but then changed her mind, acting like she was stretching. Well, she said again. How have you been then, darling? Did you miss me, eh? I did a rapid rewind through the years, remembering. I wanted to tell her what it was like, but I couldn't seem to get my act together at all. I'm the lippiest, gabbiest kid ever. Ask anyone, but now all I could do was nod. Mum looked a bit disappointed by my response. I've been driven crazy thinking about you, she said. I kept all these plans to get back to you, but things kept going haywire. I was tied up with this and that. Films, I whispered. In Hollywood? Not exactly. But you are an actress, aren't you, Mum? Yes, sweetie. And I do a lot of modelling too, all sorts. Anyway, I always planned for you and me to get back together, like I said, but I wanted it to be perfect, see? I didn't say. But I didn't say. I kept getting mixed up with the wrong kind of guy, Mum confided, perching on the edge of Elaine's desk and rooting in her handbag. I remember, I said cautiously, there was one. I hated him. Yeah, well, like I said, there have been a few. And my latest, total pig. She shook her head and lit a cigarette, taking a long drag. Elaine has a strict non-smoking policy in her room, in the whole building. If any of the staff or clients want a quick fag, they have to huddle outside the back entrance. I was sure the smoke alarm was going to go off any second. Mum, I said, nodding at the crossed-out cigarette sign prominently displayed on the wall. Mum tutted contemptuously and took another puff. I gave my heart to that man, she said, tapping herself on her chest and scattering ash down her jumper. Do you know what he did with it? She leant towards me, stamped on it. Her high heel jerked as if she was doing the stamping. Men, I say sympathetically, in a tone Cam and Liz and Jane frequently used. Mum looked at me and then burst into peals of laughter. I felt daft and swivelled round and round on Elaine's chair. Hey, don't do that. You're making me feel giddy. Come here. Haven't you got a kiss for your mum after all this time? Sure, I said shyly, though I'm not really the kissy type. Mum bent down, her head on one side. I pecked at her powdery cheek, and then the sweet smell of her made me suddenly clutch her tight. Hey, careful, sweetie, watch my cigarette. No need to be so dramatic. Looks like you're the little actress. She dabbed my face, real tears. No, they're not, I said, sniffing. I don't ever cry, it's hay fever. Where's the hay, said Mum, peering round Elaine's office. Her ash was building up again. She tapped it in Elaine's special Bunnykins mug. I hoped Elaine would look inside before making herself a cup of coffee. I get allergic to all sorts, I said, wiping my nose. Hey, haven't you got a tissue, said Mum, tutting at me. I hope you're not allergic to me. Maybe it's your perfume, though it smells lovely. Ah, said Mum, dabbing at me with her own tissue. That's my poison. That pig forked out for a huge bottle just before he cleared off. I'd like to poison him, all right. The nerve. Left me for some silly little kid barely older than you. Typical, I say. Mum chuckled again. Where'd you get all your quaint ways, eh? Cam says typical a lot, I said, without really thinking. Who's Cam? Said Mum. I felt a little thunk in my stomach. My foster mum. Mum straightened up and threw the damp tissue into Elaine's waste bin. Well, she missed, but she didn't seem to care. Ah, she said, pinching the end of her cigarette so that she squeezed the light out of it. She threw it in the direction of the waste bin, missing again. She's the one who's taken a fancy to you, your social worker. Mum lowered her voice slightly, gesturing round the office. What's her name? Elaine, the pain. Mum stopped looking stroppy and giggled again. She is, isn't she? Still, you watch your lip, Tracy. I stuck my lip right out and crossed my eyes like I was watching it. Mum sighed and shook her head at me. Cheeky. Anyway, she gets in touch with me eventually and tells me this woman has bobbed up out of the blue and has taken you out of the children's home, right? I nodded. Mum lit up another fag, getting dead irritated now. Why did you go along with it? You don't want to live with this woman, do you? I don't know what to do. I just kind of shrugged my shoulders. She sounds a bit suspect, if you ask me. Little woman, no spare cash. Obviously, scruffy strands, that's judging by your little outfit. Where does she get your clothes? A jumble sale? You got it? No. You think they'd be a bit more picky with their foster parents? Couldn't they have found anyone better? Anyway, you don't need a foster mum. It's not like you're an orphan. You've got a mum, me. I blinked at her. She sighed again, dragging on her cigarette. I wanted you safe and sound in the children's home where everyone could keep an eye on you. I don't want to go back, I burst out. Mum narrowed her eyes at me. What did they do with you there then? It was awful, I launched in. They kept locking me up in a quiet room if I did the slightest thing, and everyone kept picking on me. I got blamed for everything, and there was this big girl, Justine. She kept beating me up, though I beat her up too, and we played this dare game, and I was heaps more daring than she was. She ran all around the garden of the children's home without any clothes on. I ran all around the garden of the children's home without any clothes on, and Justine only ate one worm, but I ate two really wriggly ones. Hey, you're a right little nutter, you are. They're not a good influence children at times. Still, don't worry, you're not going back. So am I going to stay with Cam? Mum put her head on one side. Don't you want to come and live with me? I stared at her. I stared and stared and stared. I wanted to rewind her so that I could hear it all over again and again. I couldn't believe it. Or was she kidding? Really? With you, Mum? That's what I said. For how long? A whole week? I asked. Never mind a week. How about forever? Wow. She said she still had her fags, so I didn't jump on her. I jumped on Elaine's swivel chair instead and whirled it round and round. Don't do that. You're doing my head in, said Mum. I stopped sharpish. It's time we got together, darling, she said softly. I've missed my little girl so much. We're going to make a go of it together, just you and me. It was like she'd taken me by the hand and we were climbing a golden staircase right up into the sky. And then I tripped on a step because I suddenly thought of something. But what about Cam? What about her? Said Mum. She took a last drag and then she squashed her cigarette fiercely inside the Bunnikins mug. I imagined all their Powerpuff tails scorching. Never mind this, Cam. She's not family. Oh, Tracy, we'll have such a great time together. First we'll kit you out with some new clothes, smarten you up a little. I'll smarten up all you want, Mum. No worries on the score. Designer clothes? Only the best thing for my girl. None of this shabby chain store stuff. You don't want to look the same as all the other kids. You want to look a bit special. You bet. I whirled round one more time. Genuine logos, not fake market stuff. Who do you think I am? Said Mum. Hands on hips. You're my mum, I said. So I'm going to have my fairy tale happy ending, and more than half this notebook is still empty. I'm going to live with my mum. I am. Just as soon as we've got it sorted out with Elaine. I'll sort her, said Mum. And of course there's Cam. And that's where I'm going to stop it. So we've got Alexander's Home is the next chapter, and that's on page 67. Very much looking forward to reading the next chapter with you. But until then, guys, thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.